Now, today we want to talk about those emotional biases, right? Yeah, we all have biases. And basically, that's when, we are basically only seeing things from our way, right? We want things to be the way that we want to be them in its simplest form. And I say emotional biases because we have a strong feeling about it, right? So I want to tell you about 3 particular biases that you should look out for on a day-to-day basis. And so number 1, this first bias comes from, and you should have picked this up in one of your presentations, right? When we talk about your projection bias, right? And your projection bias is usually activated when you see something you don't like and you want to speak on it, and you wonder why it's a struggle for you to use your willpower. Well, that's because you have a strong belief, right? So you are projecting your biases onto the next person. So when you see somebody do something that you wouldn't do, when you hear somebody say something that you wouldn't say, it automatically messes with gives you an inner conflict, right? And so you're ready to respond, you're ready to react. And that's where that emotional willpower comes in at. But I want you to pay attention to that projection bias. When we're practicing emotional intelligence and we are embedding ourselves in this emotional wellness, I want you to always remember, the soonest something rubs you the wrong way, I want you to practice to stop looking at and saying, this person made me mad, or this situation rubbed you the wrong way. And I want you to start asking yourself, why does that bother me in the first place? So projection bias. Confirmation bias is when you take a situation that happens to you and then you go call people that you know pretty much subliminally, right? Or either you consciously or unconsciously realize this, but you'll call somebody so that you can tell them what you just went through because you know they're probably gonna side with you, right? That's confirmation bias, right? You went to talk to somebody who's more than likely going to agree with you. The challenge with that is, what if you were wrong in a situation? What if you didn't see the whole thing? What if there was something you could have improved on? Well, if somebody you trust and respect validates that, then you're probably not going to be able to see the opportunity to improve in that situation, right? So that's why you want to be mindful with the confirmation bias. I'm not saying you don't go to folks, because we all need to hear from different people, but make sure that you're not going to your cousin that always ride with you, you know what I'm saying, no matter what, or somebody who can't see any wrong with you. You want to make sure you have people on your team that can help you see that new perspective, okay? And the last one is your status quo bias, right? And this is if you're somebody who just do not like things to change. You need everything to be the way that it's always been. And if you're one of those people, then I know the minute you see change, the minute something is changing, right, you start to feel a certain kind of way. Why? Because you would prefer that it's not changed. You would prefer that there will be there's no flexibility, there's no adjustment. This is how it's supposed to be, so this is how it is. And if you or somebody you know is doing this, that's where we get the status quo bias from. So you want to be mindful of those biases, right? Because they're very important. They will help you, right, make better decisions along the way. Projection bias, confirmation bias, status quo bias. If you keep those in mind, they will help guide you. It'll just give you opportunity to rethink or reimagine a situation that you're approaching so that you can get the best results possible. All right. So come back tomorrow for day 4. Meanwhile, don't forget to take your quizzes. Don't forget to review if you need to. And most importantly, think about those biases within yourself and see if you can observe those in others. Take 24 hours to marinate on it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.